Okay. Welcome everybody back to the Meet Us in the Ring podcast. It's just me. It's just your girl, Mary, my girl, my homegirl Mary. Love her to death. She is on her well-deserved vacation. So she is not here. It is just me. And yeah, it's a little awkward, but we're gonna deal with it. We're gonna deal with it. We're gonna deal with it. So I don't even know if I'm live right now. That's hilarious. That is so funny. So, anyway, there's been a lot going on in the wrestling world. I don't know if any of y'all watched NXT No Mercy last night. I know I had a little peek, if you know what I'm saying, a little peek. And whew, the matches were going off. There was craziness. Honestly, Maddie, you're live. Oh, okay, I'm live. We're live. Okay. I did invite the honorary Ooze Phil. He might be a little late. That's no problem. We love him too. So we're just gonna roll with it. And if it ends up being just me, then you know what? We're gonna roll with the punches. We're gonna roll with the punches, and that's just what we're gonna do. I'm really bad at this, so please forgive me. It may just be just me today. But we'll see. Anyway, the reason we are here today is to talk about FastLane. I don't know about y'all, but I was surprised that FastLane was brought back. When was the last time we even had FastLane? It was like when Alexa Bliss and Randy Orton were like shooting fireballs at each other. Was that the time? Maybe. I don't know. Either way, to me, FastLane has never been very exciting. It's just like a regular show, but with like a label on it. I don't know, because there's nothing too exciting. Either way, there's only like been a few matches announced. I can't speak. Mary is here in spirit. Queen is in Mexico. She is living that vacation life. I am jealous. I don't blame y'all if y'all are jealous too, because I need a vacation. Rent is due today. Everybody's rent is due today. It's the first of the month. And good lord. But anyway, I digress. We have a few matches to talk about today. I will keep an eye out to see if Phil is going to join us. I hope he does, because lord. Anyway, so let's just get right into it. I have prepared this. We have, first of all, I think this has got matched. I can't speak today. Good lord. Take a deep breath, man. Take a deep breath. This match just got announced like either today, yesterday, maybe Friday. I don't know. But either way, we have the LWO versus Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. Now, I'm actually quite glad they were doing this, because when they were doing the whole like SmackDown was weird this Friday, y'all. SmackDown was weird because Bobby Lashley really was like, I'm done with these kids. They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, and they're letting me down. And I remember watching that being like, wait a minute, because I was kind of rolling with this storyline, this trio. This was gonna be really, really cool. And then Bobby just kind of like dumped them and then was like, you guys need to prove yourselves. So what did they do? They randomly started beating up the LWO, and now here we are. We have a match for Fastlane. So I guess this is gonna be like the ultimate test for Bobby Lashley to see if the Street Profits are really about that life, if they're really about that almighty life. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm not that excited about this match. I don't like it. Is it gonna be a good match? Hell yeah, it's gonna be a good match. The Street Profits are in it. Bobby Lashley's in it. The LWO is in it. I'm assuming Ray is not in it, although he's a part of the LWO. I'm assuming it's gonna be Santos, Joaquin, and that other guy. I'm so sorry. It's gonna be a good match. I have a feeling this might be on the kickoff. I don't know if they're gonna do a kickoff, considering the build up for this is terrible. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I thought Fastlane was this Saturday, and I was like, I gotta run home from work. I gotta log in. I gotta watch this and pass out during said process because I'll be so tired. But it's not. I guess it's next weekend. Can somebody look up what that guy's name is? Because I knew Joaquin. Nonetheless, I have a feeling that this is going to be a good match. We will be seated for this match. And obviously, I see Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits taking that W. I feel like that would make more sense. Give this trio a bit more momentum. I don't think a loss here is going to hurt the LWO too much. Obviously, it's probably not Santos that's going to take the pin. So it's going to be Joaquin, or it's going to be that other guy whose name we don't know. Or I don't know, because I'm a fake fan. Kidding. It is this Saturday, October 7th. We will be seated. I hope it's a good show. I mean, what was the last pay-per-view? God. It was that one show with all the stuff on it. It was a good show. Whatever the last pay-per-view was. It was not No Mercy. Damn, what was that called? I did watch it, but I was so tired after Payback. Thank you, Deontay Per. Hello, welcome. Payback was good. And I'm not alone. The honorary Oos is here. I can finally be done making a fool out of myself. Let me just bring him in. And thank God, because
what's going on? Okay. No, it's all right. Look, I just got a family member just came home from vacation, so that's why I had to say hello, and I'm already here. So okay, what's going on? Hi guys, Phil here.
Woo!
Honorary is what's going on. We're talking FastLane. Cool. Now
we're only on the
very
first match. Very first match.
Cool
so
stuff.
You haven't missed anything.
Cool stuff. LWO Bobby Lashley Street Profits. Gonna be really fun. I mean, it's just a random challenge that I didn't really think needed to be on the card, but I mean, it'll be okay. It depends on what kind of 3, though, for the LWO, unless they change it to a 4-on-4. Could possibly happen now that Carmelo Hayes might not. Carmelo Hayes could. Well, I mean, he lost the NXT title, so who knows? Maybe he joins Bobby and the Street Profits. Who knows? I don't think that's probably going to happen, though.
Probably not, but
I would probably want it to be Santos and then the other two from Legado. That's probably my bet.
Yeah.
To do it. And then if Ray wants to defend the US title, he could. But regardless, Bobby and the Street Profits have to win this thing.
Right. This is going to be the whole Street Profits officially getting Bobby's approval. Have a good trip, Mary. We love you, girl.
Mary, what's going on? Have a good trip.
And yeah, what is this comment? Let me read this. I know you hate Becky as champion, but do you think it happens Monday considering Becky had to get it? I'm so tired of her orange ass. I don't even want to talk about her right now.
Becky's going to retain against Tegan, which sucks, but I mean, it's okay. I guess
it's fine. It's fine. I don't even care.
I'm just glad Tegan's on TV at that point.
Right. At that point,
because she's been needed on TV for a long time.
So predictions overall, pretty sure we have Bobby and the Street Profits winning this, right?
Bobby and the Street Profits. I feel like when it comes to us, the wavelength of everything, we're probably gonna have the same predictions for most of these things. Even though there's probably only 4 matches on this card right now.
It's going to be a short episode today, y'all. We're talking 4 matches. Moving on.
The FastLane build has been absolutely terrible.
Absolutely terrible.
I'll give you that.
Next, we have Io Sky defending her WWE Women's Championship against Asuka. And of course, Miss Charlotte Flair just had to slither her ass in there.
Has to be in there.
Just like Becky, those two literally cannot survive without a title. So here we are once again.
It's always a default, it feels like, to do a triple threat for the Women's Championship. I mean, didn't we legitimately we didn't have this exact triple threat, or was it because Io cashed in to become champ? I believe it was Bianca, right? It was Bianca, Asuka, and Charlotte.
Yes.
So, I mean, there we go. We got another triple threat here. Io should win this thing.
Yeah.
But I guarantee it's going to be Charlotte. I don't want it, but I guarantee it's probably going to happen.
To be honest, I would have been happy with Io and Asuka rematch on a
Yeah.
pay-per-view. I would have been happy with that. I feel like that would have been cool because there was interference from their match on SmackDown. So
Yeah.
have a
And
match
that
with
didn't
no
even main
interference.
event, which is kind of wild in itself. So I was
Whack.
like,
So whack.
yeah. Yeah,
But
and
yeah.
and Luke is right. Gunther and Ciampa apparently they have a contract signing on Monday Night Raw, so I mean
Oh,
it could
okay.
actually be on the card. That being Gunther retaining. I
Yeah,
don't see
that's it.
Ciampa winning the title.
That'll be an amazing match, but that's an easy W for Gunther. Not
Yeah,
that not because Ciampa's bad, just because his booking is bad.
yeah, yeah. They need to get Johnny on TV pronto
Ugh,
for DIY.
ASAP. ASAP. But anyway, I think I don't see them taking the title off Io just yet, but unfortunately Miss Asuka is probably gonna take the pin here, which we don't love. We don't love that.
Yeah, I honestly think that's the only reason why Asuka's in this thing. To take the pinfall from either Io or Charlotte, and then we'll see where things go. I still do see Charlotte being the champion by WrestleMania
Oh,
for
well,
Charlotte versus Bianca.
with Bianca taking the title,
That's what I was hoping for.
yes, because I'm
So,
gonna be there in person. You know, I want to see my girl win a
oh, of course. I mean,
championship.
we're gonna be
We're
there.
gonna
It's
be
gonna be great.
there. It's gonna be great.
Awesome stuff.
Honestly, if Io loses, I think Bailey will have something to do with it. Finally,
For sure.
hopefully,
Yeah.
we will finally see the end of Damage Flop because I don't know about y'all, but I'm so damn tired of that trio. It is so ass.
3 great individuals that can't gel well as a trio. And I have
Right.
always said that.
Right.
Always said that. You can go back to even OTB, my podcast. It's just the whole thing. I've always said it. It's been a thing.
But I feel bad for Asuka. I don't know what I don't know if she's like pissed off some people backstage lately because her championship run was one of the most forgettable runs we've had recently. Obviously, it was going to be hard to follow Bianca's 400-day plus reign that strong, all those defenses. That's tough to follow, but they really didn't bother to do much of anything with her. To be honest, I would like to see Asuka hold that title one more time because, give her a run that she deserves with this character that we haven't seen in WWE before.
Exactly.
Is that going to happen? No, of course not. But, just throw the title on Charlotte again. That's what they're probably going to do.
I feel like it's going to happen regardless. I know most likely Charlotte will be champion by WrestleMania time, but I didn't think you have to do it at the expense of Io Sky. All you had to do was, give Io Sky a little bit of a title reign when it comes to this version of the title, because this version of the title, I know it's the SmackDown Women's Championship technically, but I mean, you need to get a little bit more prestige on this version of the title. And what better person to do that than Io Sky? I know Charlotte is, the end-all be-all, I guess, but it doesn't have to go to the expense of somebody like Io Sky, who's obviously one of the best women's wrestlers they got on that roster, point blank, period. So it's, I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see where they go with this, but I want Io picking Charlotte.
I want Io as well. I'm gonna say that Io is probably gonna retain at the expense of Asuka, which again I don't love, but this will probably end up, if I am correct, which who knows, this could probably end up going to a singles match between Io and Charlotte, where Charlotte does win, and then we do the whole Charlotte and Becky are champions, tuning out. Remote
because
off.
You also got to worry about Survivor Series too. If they're going to be doing champ versus champ, you got to figure that out. Or if they are going to be finally doing a women's War Games match, who's going to be a part of that?
Right.
There's going to be something when it comes to that, because the men's War Games is basically already confirmed. 4-on-4.
Basically. Yeah.
Jimmy, Sammy, KO, and Cody versus the other guys, or Judgment Day, possibly. Drew could be in there, who knows it, but that's basically confirmed at this point. Considering
I don't see Bianca returning just yet. I would be surprised if she came back that quickly, although I wouldn't protest. You guys know I love her, but I don't think she's coming back just yet, to be honest.
That feud is happening. Charlotte and Bianca is happening. It's gonna happen, but I don't know if it's gonna happen just yet.
But yeah, so you have Charlotte, I have Io. Poor Asuka.
And I like Asuka. I really do.
Love Asuka. So much respect for that woman.
It's just at the expense All right.
Right. Moving on to 3 out of 4 match. I guess we could. Well, now we already talked about that. Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE World Heavyweight Title in a last man standing match, I
Yeah.
believe. Ooh, okay, we like a stipulation.
Finally, something when it comes down to this. Um, Finn should have won at SummerSlam.
Agreed.
Shinsuke honestly really could have, should have, maybe won at the other one. I believe. What's the other payback? What's the? It was payback, right?
Payback, yeah, payback.
The match is like 30 minutes long. I mean, somebody had to have won at that point. I just like this version of Shinsuke. I think this version of Shinsuke has easily been one of the best versions of Shinsuke since being on the main roster. But that doesn't mean I don't like Seth, people. I want to get that out of the way. Seth is fantastic, but
Yes.
you know, this championship was made for all the wrong reasons, and you can tell by just the way that they have been booking the champion, Seth Rollins, over the course of the last few weeks. I mean, yes, he's been doing open challenges, going to NXT, defending the title, and all that kind of stuff. But it's nothing compared to what WWE is doing with Roman Reigns. And I'm not even trying to compare Seth and Roman. It's just with the way that the two titles are looked at, the Universal title is the main title of WWE.
Mm-hmm.
I love Seth, but if Shinsuke won this thing, I would not be mad at it. But I'm picking Seth to retain.
I definitely want Seth to retain. I honestly like this. I like the whole Shinsuke heel turn. Honestly, I really don't care about this feud that much.
Yeah,
Although I
no,
will say,
it's
like,
not really presented well, and that's
right,
WWE's fault.
But they're trying. They're giving us a stipulation. I appreciate that. So I'm definitely excited for this match. It should be Finn versus Nakamura because Finn should have won at SummerSlam. It's so ridiculous that he didn't. I cannot like.
They turned the back They turned the back injury that Seth legitimately has into a storyline, which is what this is.
Yeah.
And this whole back storyline for Seth Rollins is going to carry him to WrestleMania, and that is where the Rumble winner could most likely defeat Seth as the world champion and become the new world champion at Mania. That's how I see it.
It could happen. It could happen. But I mean, nonetheless, I'm glad that this feud is not just like a flash in the pan. They're putting a little more effort into it, and I can appreciate that. So this is going to be a really great match between both men. As far as the winner, it's probably going to be Seth. I don't see Shinsuke winning the title. It just seems very unlikely. If they're not going to give it to Finn, they're not going to give it to him. So
this is the end all be all.
Yes.
Okay, this doesn't have to extend anything further than what we got right now.
Please, we need something new.
So we can do something new.
This is the last chapter of this story. So I guess, yeah, we're both going to go with Seth. And on to the last match, because they literally have not announced anything else. We have John Cena and his newly found partner, LA Knight, do the thing, versus Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa, because Jimmy is back in the bloodline all of a sudden. Yay, love that.
He's in, but he's not in, like Paul Heyman says. So I mean, it's like
it's so dumb. It's so dumb.
He's a lost puppy that doesn't know how to find his own way home.
It's like we're taking a step back. We did all this to get the Usos out of the bloodline, and now one of them is just like, "Hey, I'm back!" Like, really.
You know, when Roman comes back, I believe on October 13th, it's gonna be a shit show. So it's gonna be.
I forgot about his ass. He can stay gone, honestly. Like, whatever happened? I don't understand
the 30-day rule doesn't exist when it comes to Roman.
Yes, exactly. I'm tired of and it's not even just the women. It's like, other men too, when they have to relinquish a title after like a week, but Roman's just, jogging around, not showing up. It's getting ridiculous, and I'm so ready for an active champion to hold that title. Cody Rhodes, please, I beg.
It's gotta be Cody. It's gotta be. But that's another story for another day.
Yeah,
Cena and LA Knight versus Jimmy and Solo should be a really cool match. I don't know what is actually going to be even main. Like, you would think the main event would be the World Heavyweight title, but considering how big this whole Bloodline thing has been, I I could see this being the main event in WWE's eyes, even though it's,
Yeah.
I mean, because it's John Cena too.
It's the GOAT John Cena. I mean, come on.
I want to ask you a question about that though, because WWE continues to just announce John Cena as the greatest of all time every single time he goes to the ring. Is it a little bit of an overkill for you, or are you okay with it? Because to me, it's a little bit of an overkill.
I didn't really notice it before. I don't mind it too much. I mean, we've been new.
He obviously
so.
is one of the greatest of all time.
Yes.
Obviously. But
course.
I mean, they just continue to jam it down your throat. To me, it's a little overkill, but to others, it's all right.
I mean, yeah, I really don't mind it. I don't think it's necessary to announce it like every single time, but WWE has been doing a lot of shoving things down our throats lately. Miss Becky Lynch. So
there you go.
But anyway, this team of John Cena and LA Knight, I am so excited for. This is such a cool team. This is really going to elevate LA Knight to be partnering with the GOAT. I'm so happy for him that he's getting this. This is so cool. I loved how happy John was on Friday when LA signed the contract.
He's like, yeah!
Oh my God, I got a partner. Like, you're John Cena, you would think that somebody wants to partner with you. Hello. But
look, it wasn't looking good. I mean, God would have had to step up to team with John if LA Knight didn't come through. But this, to me, this is easy. It's got to be Cena and Knight winning this thing.
It has to be. There's no reason that Jimmy and the Interferer should win. I mean, what would this... I mean, obviously, Jimmy has to take the pin to kind of protect Solo. Yeah. But even if Solo took the pin, I really don't think it'd be that big of a deal, especially if it was John Cena taking the pin. I mean, John Cena pinning him. But either way, I'm just really excited. LA Knight and John Cena, I feel like kind of have that same kind of like style in the ring. I don't know. I'm just really excited to see LA Knight on this match, in this pay-per-view. I am ready. And he's like, yeah, I got a partner. True. So is this going to be the main event? I don't know, but...
Yeah, I'm not too sure either, but
right.
It could. I mean, it could because of Cena, but
yeah,
I think it's going to be like...
I wonder if they're going to do like a double main event thing again.
Oh my God. Oh woof, yeah, woof. because yeah, that's George.
George.
So I mean, unless the whole card is the main event like it was the last time, it's it's got to be something that's happening. Sorry, this it's crazy.
He heard LA Knight and he got excited.
Well, that's him saying yeah over and over and over again because he loves LA Knight.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't even know what else to even talk about here because we can't just do a 30-minute podcast.
I mean,
like,
well, what other matches do we think could possibly be on the card? We could do that.
Well, I mean, I have no idea what's happening with Rhea Ripley. Nothing. Oh, we have no idea because I mean, Nia came back to do the bonsai drop, and then Rhea just went to Australia to cover the Elimination Chamber, which is going to be happening in Perth with Buddy Matthews. So I mean, there's that. We have no idea what's happening. Apparently the tag team titles will be on the line.
Okay. Against probably Sammy and KO again.
Apparently from what is going on right now, it's Cody and Jay.
Oh hell no.
Which doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm not about that.
Cody and Jay versus Damian and Finn, that makes no sense to me. But I mean, apparently that's what's in the cards right now.
Oh, God.
I'm like, why wouldn't you just do Sammy and KO again? I mean, I know we've seen this for like 5,000 times, but at least it's something.
I would. What about like, I don't know, maybe it'd be fun to have Judgment Day versus Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, A-Town Down Under. That would be fun, right?
A-Town Down Under is easily becoming one of my favorite tag teams in that entire division because, well, I love Grayson, but Austin Theory, this is exactly what he needed in order to get back on track, and Grayson Waller just needed something to hold on to considering he hasn't really won much. So this was a perfect win-win for both of them involved. I honestly want the tag team titles to be split up again. I do.
Yeah, that would be nice.
but I just don't even know if that's even going to be feasibly possible. I don't know if Ray's going to be defending the U.S. title because of that whole LWO thing.
I doubt
Um,
it.
but I mean, what else is there on the card? I mean, you got
I
those
mean, they're definitely
titles.
not doing anything with the women's tag titles, that's for sure. So we don't even
No,
need to.
like,
They're not doing shit with that.
like I'm not even too sure what else is there, because like I'm even trying to look up like match card predictions to see like what other
Yeah.
people have um could possibly have on the card.
Well, we could talk about this. Do we think this will be Jade Cargill's debut, or is it still too early for her?
Way too early. Way
I
too early.
agree.
She needs to
Yeah.
be she needs to be into PC for at least maybe at least 2 months. She
Yeah.
needs to be there for at least 2 months. I've been telling people this, and I don't understand why people, just automatically come at my throat for this. Pause. But it's like if you put Jade Cargill in the ring right now with either Bianca, Charlotte, Io, Asuka, or basically anybody on that main roster right now, she would look like a fool.
Yeah.
She would look like a
Probably.
fool. And you don't want that for her. You want her to be, somebody of substance in this women's division.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of wanted her to be in that breakout tournament for NXT, because she would work with amazing people over there in NXT,
Hmm.
like a Roxanne Perez, like like a Tiffany Stratton, who's her, by the way, and
Literally.
just like be able to get things under her feet when it comes to the WWE way. It doesn't look like
Yes.
that's gonna happen, but that's what I would have wanted. Um, but yeah, you gotta keep her in the PC for at least 2 months. If you wanted to put her in the Rumble as like her first appearance, that's cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that might be
I would have
fun.
her as a surprise entrant for the Rumble, and that would
Mm.
be a good spot for her to go. Does she win it? I mean,
Oh.
that automatically makes her a favorite if she is one of those surprise entrants. But I mean,
Hmm.
I don't know. The right now, I have the two women's matches at WrestleMania being Asuka, well, not Asuka. Whoa, um, Charlotte and Bianca, and then Rhea. And if they wanted to do it, Rhea versus Jade could have possibly been a possibility.
I would much rather have that than Rhea versus Becky. Much, much rather would have that
I
because
mean,
Becky does
yeah,
not to be. This is my thing. Like they're saying, Becky fans are bizarre in the way that they're like, oh, we need to have her at WrestleMania beating Rhea. What do you mean? She just beat Tiffany. Like, no, stay out of the title picture. I want new faces. Put Rhea up against Jade. I would literally love that. Literally put Rhea up against anyone else, okay? Because I am tired.
and I know people want to see Jade versus Bianca. I get that. I
Yes.
understand. Like that is a must match, like a must see match for a lot of people, and WWE wants it. But you got to do it when the time is right. And right
Right.
now, it's not. It's not right. You
It's
want
not
to
right
have them
now,
at the.
no.
You want to have them at the both, like at the peak of both of them, and then you can see where things go from there. I would say maybe maybe SummerSlam next year. We could
Yeah.
possibly make that happen. But other than that, that's just how I would see Jade Cargill in WWE, because you gotta do it when the time is right
Yeah,
for her.
next year's WrestleMania is definitely way too early for Jade versus Bianca. Definitely way too early.
Um, Next year's Rumble might be a good one. Still gotta wait on. Yeah, I no
I hope
the
so.
Rumbles are always good. It's just you gotta figure out the right winners
Yeah.
for them. Which right now I have Gunther for the men's,
Oh
because
yeah,
that just makes.
100% he's winning. Unless
I
they
mean, that
change
just makes
it.
the most sense.
It does. Unless they change it their minds, but I'm pretty sure they've already they're pretty set on having him as
They
the winner.
basically had the men's already set in stone. So
Okay,
I
yeah.
mean, we'll
So it's
see.
gonna As far as the women, I've heard a lot about Miss Liv Morgan getting the win. I don't know how I feel about that,
Well, I
but
mean, the
honest,
whole Rhea and Liv thing, that's basically
right.
what people are going for.
You know, I'd rather have that than Rhea versus Becky. I really would, because at least there's a little bit of history there.
The top three that I have are, and this is in no order, is Liv, Becky, and Jade. Those are my top three to win to win the Rumble. And I know Jade is really early, but
Yeah.
it could happen,
Becky's
especially with
already
how
won. I don't want to
they've
see
been
her
doing.
orange ass winning again. So Liv would be so much better.
Um, so I mean, yeah, there's apparently a FastLane prediction from this website that I got here is Cody versus Drew, which I would not mind.
Oh yes, they
I
may
would
do
not
that.
mind if that did happen
Yeah.
because Drew McIntyre as a heel needs to be like soon,
Yeah.
and Cody would be a great Drew would be a great next test for Cody. So
Oh yeah.
um so that'd be cool.
I could see
Maybe
that happening for sure. I mean, now that, they were trying to do, Mary and I talked about this last week. I think they were trying to do like some kind of weird RK Bro 2.0 with Riddle and Drew McIntyre. Obviously, Riddle is no longer with the company, so that's not happening.
yeah.
I would honestly love to see Cody versus Drew. I think that would be a great feud that would give Cody something to do until WrestleMania time. On the way there, at least, because we still got a long way to go. But that would give Cody something to do, and it would be a great feud too. It would be the matches would be amazing. I
Yeah.
mean, who wouldn't want to see that?
During the whole team of Riddle and Drew McIntyre, I thought it was a perfect caveat to turn Drew on Riddle. Because I mean, Riddle, he
Mm.
was always going to be that sympathetic like baby face because he's high all the time, and you just had that whole thing. But they didn't capitalize on many of the times in those tag team matches where he could have turned heel because Matt Riddle was, the one either being pinned or didn't get there in time or what have you. So that would have been a perfect caveat for him to turn heel during those times, but it's just a slow burn for a heel Drew McIntyre, which I don't mind slow burns. Don't get me wrong. It's
Oh yeah,
just you gotta at least capitalize when the time is right. So
yeah.
there you go.
Junior, you were very, very, very late, my friend. But just for you, Junior, just for you, we can restate all of our predictions because there's
Yes.
literally only 4.
There are only 4 matches on the card as of right now, and we are on the final week of build for Fastlane. It's going to be like Excalibur just randomly naming matches off from
Yeah.
AEW, which I still have to cover that thing in a half hour, which is going to be bad, man. I mean, I'm going to be waking up until the next day because these pay-per-views don't end until like 12:30. It's going to be
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
But the fact that I get to see Bryan Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr., it's gonna be cool.
Period. So before we go, we'll do a little recap of all of our predictions. So let's start with LWO versus Bobby and the Street Profits. I have Bobby and the Profits easily taking this one.
Yeah, Bobby and the Profits. It doesn't even matter who's going to be the 3 for the LWO. Bobby
Not
and
at
the Street
all.
Profits gotta happen.
We have Io Sky versus Asuka versus Charlotte Flair for the WWE Women's title. I personally have Io Sky taking this, please.
Io Sky should win this thing, but knowing WWE, the pinfall is going to happen to Asuka for Charlotte. So I'm picking Charlotte.
I hope not. God.
I don't want it, but trust me, this is one of those matches I want to be wrong for.
Yeah. We have a last man standing match for the WWE World Heavyweight title between Seth Rollins and Shinsuke Nakamura. I personally have Seth Rollins taking this to retain.
Yes, Seth Rollins definitely should retain this thing here, even though I would not mind a Shinsuke Nakamura world title run because he has been absolutely killing it in this heel run. So who knows? But Seth Rollins for the win.
Time will tell. And last but not least, we have John Cena and LA Knight versus Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa. This is a little, I don't know how hard this one is to predict, but it would make more sense for it to be Cena and LA Knight. So that's who I'm going to go with.
Yeah, I'm going to have Cena and LA Knight take the dub here too. Jimmy and Solo, they are going to still continue on their little, brotherly type feud-ish thing going on while Roman's away. He's going to be away until October 13th. So we'll see where things go from there. And then once Roman is back, he's gonna be like, "Who the hell is this man trying to do the?" When he did the
Oh
gesture
my
for the
god.
microphone, I freaking loved it. I was like, "You
I was like,
you
girl, who do
ain't
you
the
think you
tribal chief."
are?
I
Who
don't
do you
even
think
acknowledge
you
man, but I'm like, "You ain't the tribal chief."
Well,
Um,
I'm right. I was like, who do you think you are? He thinks he's Roman.
so they're gonna figure that thing out over on SmackDown. But yeah, Cena and LA Knight for the win, and then who knows? I I mean, Cena and LA Knight, they could be doing stuff a little bit more after this
That would be
because
nice.
it could be something for LA Knight to do, and we'll see where things go. And I did watch No Mercy, one of the best NXT pay-per-views they've had all year.
It was so good. Wrong winner in the main event, as we all know, but that's fine. We will live to see another day. It's fine.
Ilya
I'll get over it.
Dragunov is going to be the Gunther for
Oh,
that
I
NXT championship
so
for
happy he
for
won, but I honestly,
NXT.
I don't know. I felt like Carmelo Hayes' run just it ended too quickly for me. It felt like it went by so fast.
It definitely looked like it ended really quickly, but if I can actually pull up the stats for the NXT title, he had a really good reign.
He, I believe,
Um,
had it for around 180 days with some amazing defenses. He is still him despite losing that title. That's fine.
yeah.
And who else better than to lose it to? I honestly was kind of surprised. I didn't.
182. Yeah.
Yeah,
So you're not wrong.
I didn't know. I was kind of surprised that he lost it to Dragunov, but at the same time, I was like, well, if you're gonna lose it to someone, who else but this amazing wrestler who is the first man to hold NXT UK and NXT title? Period.
By far and away, I thought that this match that they had at No Mercy was better than their match at Great American Bash. Um,
Absolutely.
I thought, well, Great American Bash's match was not bad at all by any
Oh no.
means, but I mean, that pay per view had a lot to be desired for when it came down to that terrible submission match between Tiffany and Thea Hale. It wasn't to the fault of any of those two women. I
Definitely
like
not.
those two, but when you're handicapping those women to the extent of doing submissions, it doesn't look right, and it did not look
Yeah.
right the last time we saw something like this happen either. So
Yeah.
I mean, the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match, I'll give you guys this. It's very hard to make those multi-man matches feel different, but they had amazing spots in there to make it seem legit and different. That superplex all four spot, incredible. The referee fell on his ass, which made me laugh out loud, but really good stuff there. It was just an awesome show. Awesome show from top to bottom.
Yes.
And
Trick Williams.
Trick Williams, whoop that trick, man. Yes, I
Whoop that
freaking
trick,
loved
yeah.
it. Loved it.
I was so happy for him. If y'all didn't know, his mom was even there to see him win the title. There was this really cute picture of them hugging, and it just was so heartwarming. I'm so glad that Carmelo and Trick did not like turn on each other or anything. And
it's gonna happen. It's gonna come.
I know, and I'll be ready for it. But last night was definitely not the time. It was a very wholesome moment.
That whole ending right there, where they were embracing and everything after it's like, because Carmelo was trying to apologize after everything. It's like, look, man, he stared right at that NXT North American Championship. And if we actually get that match, Trick versus Melo at Deadline, which I will be at,
ooh,
it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be freaking awesome. And I can't wait to see that Iron Survivor Challenge live.
Yes.
It's gonna be awesome.
God.
I love the Iron Survivor Challenge.
Love the Iron Survivor
That was so
Challenge.
good.
Although Carmelo Hayes has already won the North American title twice, so I don't see
that's
a reason
why
for him to win it again.
That's why I think Trick is gonna ultimately retain there, and then that is when we could possibly see Carmelo go up to the main roster.
Yes, because it's needed. I would love to see him up there. Oh my gosh, I'm excited.
And I know people don't want people from this version of NXT to go to the main roster because of people like Vince and everything like that, because we all know NXT call-ups are very hit and miss nowadays, but people gotta get up to the main roster eventually, people. It's gonna have to happen. So we'll see. It's and the Heritage Cup Junior, I'll give you this. I never seen those Heritage Cup matches before. Never.
Me neither.
that was awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty
Like
cool.
the 6 rounds, 3 minutes, 20 seconds in between each round. It was very fast paced. Those 16 minutes went by very quickly,
Mm.
and Butch and Noam Dar killed it. I didn't know how great Noam Dar was in the ring up until that match.
Right? I was surprised. I was like, okay, I'm following. I'm following.
Oh, and Booker T doing the ad libs for Trick Williams' entrance is just
It's
insane. I love
amazing.
it. I love it.
I love how everyone was so happy for Trick Williams, him being a champion after just kind of being on Carmelo's side for a while. It was just so rewarding. It's like he really deserved that. I'm so glad he
if
got
you,
that moment.
if you saw Trick's first few matches in NXT, he
Mm,
could not wrestle to save his life. Like he
not at
was
all.
terrible.
So bad.
But
Whew. Sorry.
throughout obviously the time of him being with being with Carmelo and doing more stuff into PC, he's a champion now for a reason, and they put a
Hmm.
lot of stock in him, and he's got a lot of he's got a lot in the like the toolbox to make him feel like an actual like legit superstar. So
It was a little bittersweet because, watching Trick win that title, I was like, damn, that was gonna be Mustafa Ali. We were gonna see Mustafa Ali as a champion if he hadn't
yeah,
have been released. So that really hurt. But
I saw
it's
this
okay.
tweet the other day
I know
where it was
exactly the
like
tweet you're talking about.
Mustafa Ali getting
So unlucky.
getting injured or whatever it was to get more black people opportunities for championships, ultimately take that from him in the end,
Right.
has to be studied, because I mean it's been for Kofi and now it's for Trick. So
Yeah. It's insane. It is insane.
like,
I pray that he finds success wherever he goes, if he continues to
Mustafa
wrestle
is going to be
elsewhere.
perfectly fine.
I'm sure
I can
he's
I
insanely
can
talented.
see him be easily something for the X Division over on Impact.
I would love for him to go to Impact. Yes.
It would
Yes.
be awesome. And if you guys aren't watching Impact, you have to. It is some of the most slept on professional wrestling that is going on right now.
They really know what they're doing over there. I will say
Yeah,
that. They know
especially with
exactly
the
what they're
women's
doing.
division. The women's division
Yes.
that's the
Women's
best
division
women's
is
division.
amazing.
That's the best women's division around right now.
Honestly. Yeah.
Or
The
at least
only
booked.
one
At least booked.
booked wise. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
The roster, I still give that to WWE. But I
Oh,
mean
of course.
but I mean booked wise, it's definitely Impact.
We can answer one more question before we go. What do we think of Tiffany versus Becky? All right. Well, cutting out the fact that Tiffany obviously should have won. Tiffany showed out and proved all of the damn haters wrong. Sure, maybe I sound biased here, but Girly carried that entire match. She was taking hard bumps. Becky was a little messy. She was a little messy. She was botching a little bit. It happens. It happens, especially I'm going to give her a little bit of the benefit of the doubt when you have
Yeah.
an Extreme Rules match. Things can get a little messy. So, okay. And the first time it happened, whatever. Then the next couple times I was like, clean up your act, girl, because you're you're wrestling someone in the developmental center and they are or brand and they are showing you out.
It was a very, very worthy main event. If it was either going to be this match or it was going to be the NXT title match, I would have been fine with either. Seriously.
Yes.
Because both of those matches showed out. But I will give this. I'm not a big fan of Becky Lynch. Most of you people know this. But at the end of the day, I think Becky Lynch was a very, very nice first test for Tiffany Stratton. I mean, I know Becky Lynch has been kind of, getting sour over the last few months, especially in the promo department, because
girl,
that Nursery Rhyme promo really did it in for me.
Right.
But there was a very, very good first test for Tiffany Stratton, and when she does get up to the main roster, which it'll happen eventually, she'll be able to hold her own against people like Bianca, Charlotte, who is a dream match for her. And I know that for a fact that she wants to face Charlotte. So that's going to be awesome when that does happen. She's going to be able to hold her own. And she was easily tested in these matches. And she passed with flying colors. So she'll be great. And I think whoever... I don't know if the breakout tournament's for a shot at Becky in the women's championship, but that's honestly that's why I wanted to see Jade in there so bad, because if it was Jade versus Becky, Jade could have been the one to take
Have
it off of
Jade,
Becky.
yes, have Jade
And
squash her in 25 seconds. That's how petty I am. 25 seconds. Done.
Jay could have been the one to dethrone Becky for the title, and then she could have been a cornerstone for that division. But
Yes.
but whoever wins that breakout tournament now, I don't know if it's for a title shot, but who knows? It
I
can
think
happen.
I think it might be because when Roxanne won, you can like cash
You
in
can cash
said
in a
contract.
thing for it.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know.
But regardless, it's going to be fine, and Tiffany's going to be perfectly fine on the main roster when it does happen. Becky, she's just down there for a little longer, I guess.
Oh, God. It's making me not want to watch NXT because I want to see my blonde Barbie girl holding that title, and instead I don't see that. It's annoying. But anyway.
Charlotte versus Tiffany, WrestleMania 41. I could see it.
I could see it. I could see it.
I could see it. I mean, we're going to be in Minneapolis for 41. Who knows? I don't think any of them really have a strong ties for Minneapolis.
Did they
but
announce
that's a rumored thing going on right now.
All right.
In the Viking Stadium. So
okay.
We'll see.
We'll see. But anyway, hopefully we're excited for FastLane. Honestly, they really haven't been building it up enough for me to get too excited, but we'll see what this next week brings. Thank you guys so much for coming, for chatting with us on the predictions, for chatting with No Mercy, for chatting about just everything wrestling. Thank you so much, Phil, for helping me out, covering for our homegirl Mary, who we hope is enjoying her well-deserved vacation.
There you go.
You can follow me at IZPersephone on TikTok and Twitch. You can follow Phil on TikTok. You could follow his... Well, you go ahead. You know how to promote yourself.
What's going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining us right here on the podcast today. You guys can follow me on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram at @PhillyMatt_. You guys can also go... look, I'm freaking thinking it's OTB here. While you guys know about OTB, OTB is a podcast that I do on, on the side of things and everything like that. We are basically going to be, going live for Wrestle Dream on Tuesday for a full show review. So go check that out on Tuesday. And yeah, subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. And you guys can join the channel and become a Discord member for the OTB Discord. It's a lot of fun over there. We got a crazy community over there, but it's fun. So yeah, have at it, guys. I don't know if I'll obviously be back here at some point, but
I'm sure.
but whenever I am, you guys can ask any questions. We're all here for you. Let's go, guys. Have a nice night.
We will see you guys next week for whatever we decide to come up with.
There you go.
Love you guys. Thank you for your support. We love you. See you later.
Yeah.
Yeah.